15 interesting cat facts that will blow your mind. Cats. Oh, the creatures that pretty much rule the world. With 400 million of them doing their thing all around the world, you'd think that you know everything about them. How interesting could the cat species even be? Well, you'd be surprised. In this video, we're going to be talking about 15 interesting cat facts that will absolutely blow your mind. Cats are basically tigers. While cats have been geniuses to weasel their way into our homes and then treat us like they pay our rent, they weren't always domesticated. A little over 10 million years ago, they weren't average cats. They were tigers. They just branched out, and some started staying in homes instead. However, their insides are just as wild as they were back then. They share a whopping 95.6% of their DNA with tigers. Yep, they're basically all tigers in tiny bodies. The meow is literally a language. Most of us tend to meow back to our cats, thinking that they'd understand us that way. And many of them do. But did you know that meowing isn't actually their language? It's one they've created for us. When cats communicate with each other, they tend to use nonverbal language. Blinks, movements, tails, and just about everything other than meows. The meows are just because they think we need help understanding them. Who knew cats were considerate? Milk isn't good for them. For as long as movies and cartoons have existed, we've seen the classic give a cat some milk to make them happy thing. Now, while cats do tend to get extremely happy when they have milk, it's more of a guilty pleasure for them. Most cats are actually lactose intolerant. Cats don't have lactose enzymes in their bodies, which means that they quite literally don't have what it takes to break down the lactose that's in milk. So when they drink it, while they look satisfied, their insides go a little crazy and their tummies start to hurt. They can literally taste the air in the room. Have you ever noticed how cats just randomly stop in their tracks and start sniffing the air like they're trying to sniff out crime? Well, that's not just them being overdramatic. They can actually taste any changes in the air. Cats have something called the phlegm response. This uses an organ that is in the root of their mouth that helps them taste the air and process it in detail, unveiling everything they need to know, no matter how hard you try to hide it. The headbutts have a purpose, and it's not just cuteness. There's nothing cuter than a cat coming up to you and headbutting you with all they've got. That might seem random at first, but it's actually got a legit purpose. They're basically marking you. All cats have their own scent glands on their bodies, with most of them on their faces. So when they headbutt and pet you, they're not just being cute, they're trying to mark you as their territory. Their noses are special. Have you ever just felt that inescapable need to go boop a cat on the nose? We all have. Well, it turns out their noses aren't just extremely boopable. They're their literal identity. Humans have fingerprints that really set us apart, while cats have nose prints. Each of their noses is completely different and is like its own little ID system. Not only that, but they're also incredibly powerful. Cats have 80 million odor sensors, so it's not really a coincidence that they can smell their treats from a mile away. For them, that's just normal sniffing stuff. They'd survive on a deserted island. Whenever we talk about surviving on a deserted island, we talk about the first thing you need to sort out is clean drinking water. Humans can't drink salt water, which is why we need to figure out a distilling situation. However, cats don't have to do any of that. They're absolute queens, after all, not just on the outside, but on the inside too. Cats have a unique fight or flight mode. When they are in extremely dire situations, their kidneys go into max power mode, and they start filtering out salt water instead. So if they don't find anything else to eat, water will keep them going. Every cat has a third eye, lid. You probably know how annoying it is when some random piece of dirt decides that it wants to just hang out in your eye. You have to spend a lot of time and effort to get it out. Cats, though, are superior to the average human. They don't have to spend time doing petty things like that. And they have more important things to do, like go eek eek at birds and stuff. So, how do cats keep all of the flying debris out of their eyes? Well, their eyes are just built differently. Apart from the visible eyelid we see, there's also another eyelid in the middle that opens the other way, a third eyelid. That works overtime to keep those eyes clean and free of anything that might come its way. Their jumping abilities are unmatched. Cats are one of the few animals that can jump and climb out of most situations, but that skill isn't as random as it might seem. They're actually excellent jumpers. An average cat can easily jump 6 times their own height. Other cats that are more athletically gifted can even jump 9 to 12 times higher. No matter how furry, they're fast. Cats tend to get a bad rep. People usually know them as these lazy little fur balls that just lounge around all day. But that's just the thing. While cats have a crazy ability to sleep the day and night away, when they get down to business, they can be extremely fast. Cats can easily run at speeds of 30 miles per hour, even house cats. The next time your cat has the zoomies, you might want to get out of the way entirely, or you might get run over. They actually promote healing. Most people just get cats because they're cute and cuddly, and petting them is oh so much fun. But turns out they've also got some healing benefits, especially happy cats. When cats purr, they do so at a frequency of 25 and 250 hertz. That might seem unimportant, but it's actually a frequency that calms the human heart. If you're lucky enough to be in the company of a happy, purring cat, you'd actually have lower anxiety levels, less stress, and a more calm heart. The 9 lives thing has scientific backing. Have you ever thought about the whole cats have 9 lives thing? Well, that's not something random. It's actually because cats tend to survive through the craziest of circumstances, even falls. There is a record of cats surviving insane 32-story falls and walking away like it was no big deal. That's not just by chance, but by design. Their bodies are shaped like little parachutes. So when they spread their limbs while falling, they can maneuver through the air like they're expert skydivers and make it to the ground just fine. Cats aren't liquid, but they morph. If you've spent any time on the internet, you've probably seen at least 50 videos titled "Cats Are Liquid," because they can strangely contort themselves to fit into stuff like bowls and boxes and squeeze through things like their floofy bodies aren't real. It can get so crazy sometimes that you might even think that your eyes are playing tricks on you. That's not actually the case. Cats are built in a way that allows them to get through pretty much anything. These little beings have free-floating clavicle bones and spines. So whenever they encounter a space a little too narrow for them to squeeze through, they just move the bones around and make it through like it's no problem. As long as they can fit their shoulders through something, they can get through. No big deal. They don't have a sweet tooth. Cats are weird. That's something you can establish early on after meeting one for the first time. But their eating habits tend to be even crazier. You'll find your cat trying to get to sweets, chocolates, stuff like that, like they're craving sweets. In reality, cats can't even taste sweets. They're carnivores, so their bodies have been created in a way that they don't really need carbs. A body that doesn't need carbs has no requirement to taste it, so it's an ability they never even developed. They've got night vision. Have you ever wondered how your cat gets around like a ninja at night when you can't? Well, an aspect of being better than every human in the world is that they also have abilities that we can't even perfect with technology. Cats are naturally farsighted and have perfect night vision. So for you, it might be lights out. For them, the party is just getting started at midnight. And on that note, we'll wrap today's video. Did you learn anything new about cats through the facts that we mentioned? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. We'll see you in the next one.